WinesOfItaly live stream. We're back after 2 weeks of a break. I'm Caterina from Grape and Adventures, and today we have Marianna Agno from Puglia as a guest. We had another guest. Hello, Marianna. We had another guest from Puglia some months ago, which was Darapri and Girolamo and his daughter Anna. So it's nice to be back in Puglia today, and we're going to speak English. You don't have to listen to my translations today because Marianna speaks English very well herself. So Marianna is in the area of the Primitivo, La Gioia del Colle. And for those of you who join, just say hello with a comment. You can also ask your questions below whenever you want. And if you have anything to ask Marianna, just write it in the comments below, and we can read it together. So Marianna, welcome. And I don't know, do you want to present yourself a bit about who you are, the winery, a bit of the background?
Yes, of course. Hello to everybody. First of all, I'm Marianna. I come from Puglia. My winery is called Pietraventosa. That is a word that means something like windy rock. I choose this name because our winery and our vineyard are located on the top of a hill of at 400 meters above the sea level, and we have a ridge on which we have 4.4 hectares of vineyard. Our soil is very rich of limestone rock with lots of cracks in which all water during rainy days go very quickly underground, and we don't have problems of standing waters that could give to the roots problems of humidity and mold. In meantime, Puglia is not a mountain region. It's a region in which we have hills in the middle, in a particular part of the territory that is called Murgia, the one in which we are. And so all the winds that come from Adriatic Sea and Ionian Sea, because we have 40 kilometers, we are 40 kilometers far from Adriatic Sea on the north and 40 from the Ionian Sea, go through our vineyard and refresh the leaves. For this reason, we don't have problem of particular fungine attacks, and for this reason, I decided to call our winery Pietraventosa, windy rock.
Okay.
Yes, and we produce the Primitivo of Gioia del Colle, that is a twin of Primitivo of Manduria. I think that Primitivo and Gioia del Colle and Primitivo di Manduria are like two twins separated after they were born.
But it's the same. So, it's the same grape clone, or it's different? Yeah. Okay.
No, it's the same grape, but according to the different type of terroir in which they grow up, they develop different
characteristics.
Yes, different characteristics. For example, we are 400 meters above the sea level. We are in the middle of Puglia. For this reason, there is a very high excursion between day and night. So during summer, we can have 40 degrees Celsius during the day and 20 degrees during the night. So the climate is not quite warm. it goes.
There's huge time changes between day and night, or temperature change. Sorry. Okay.
Yes, and for this reason, grapes grow up very slowly, and all the characteristic, all the nutritional that you can find inside grow very slowly and give to the wine different characteristic from Primitivo that comes from Manduria. But in that case, instead, in Manduria they are 80 meters above the sea level, and for this reason they have more influence from the sea and from the warm, the hot summer. And for this reason, the harvesting, for example, is earlier in Manduria territory than in Gioia del Colle territory. Sugar concentration inside grape are less in Gioia del Colle territory, in spite of Manduria. And according to me, these are the most important peculiarity that we can find in these two different, not wine, because the wine is the same. These two different phases from Gioia del Colle and Manduria. Okay.
So how much vineyards or how much territory is there of Gioia del Colle Primitivo? I mean, how many producers are you who
yes, in Gioia del Colle we are 15 producers that make all the steps, that make vinification and bottling. But there are lots of little farmers that in some case give to the wineries their own grapes. In our case, we don't buy. We don't buy grapes from other people, but we produce only grapes made by ourselves. That comes from our vineyard. In total, we have 5.4 hectare, 4.4 hectare that was planted by us, my husband and I, between 2003 and 2006, and less than an hectare of bush-trained vines, from which we make only our Reserva. Not every year, and in a very few quantity, in a very low quantity, only 2,000 bottles per year. This is the medium, the medium average. It's true to say average.
Yes.
Okay.
So for those of you who are listening in, just a second, I just want to say, if you listen on Twitter, because I also put it live on Twitter, you can send comments to me in a tweet. And we're listening to Marianna, who is talking about the Primitivo in Gioia del Colle, and I also dropped the website of Pietraventosa in the comment below. So for those of you who follows, you can check out their website too. So please continue.
Yes, I would like to say something about our history. We don't have the winery has something that comes from our grandfather or our parents. We, my husband and I, when I were pregnant in 2000, and I was pregnant of my son that now is 16 years old. We would like to leave to him something for his future.
Heritage,
something, yes, something that have to be in strict contact with nature and farming, in respect of nature. We are organic. First of all, it's important to say, because we don't use any type of chemical addiction, both in vineyard and in winery. And with this aim, we would like to leave something that have to be in strict contact, in strict relation of with the nature, with all the things that we have in our land. Yes, yes. Sorry, sometimes I have some flash.
You're great.
I don't remember. Now he was with us, and now he come again in winery, but in vineyard. Every time he would like to follow our idea. And now he's a student. He goes to high school, but in the future he would like to follow our steps, and so make something.
You bought the land completely on your own. You didn't have any. It wasn't a vineyard. Okay.
Yes, we bought it in 2000. And after there were some apple tree in this land, but they are a little bit sick because the previous owner were going to be in divorce, and so they abandoned this land for a couple of years. And for this reason, all these apple trees were not. They don't take care of them, and for this reason, we take off these apple trees and plant some vegetables in order to regenerate the soil, and after. We start with planting, with planting the first hectare in 2000. Oh, this is a photo of our aging room, and
I should have showed it before, but I forgot. Sorry, but anyway, now you can see up close the soil, and you can just tell me which photo you want me to show. So.
Yes. This is my husband and my son during harvesting. He would like to learn. He would like to know every type of thing that handle with our work, our job. This is instead a moment of the harvesting, because we don't make harvesting with machinery, but only manual harvesting. Every year I employ 20 persons. Normally they are the same every year, that harvest manually all the grapes. And the most important thing is that our cellar is very close to the vineyard, and so in a very, very few time we bring all the grapes from the vineyard to the cellar for vinification. And we start in the early morning at 5 o'clock in the early morning, and stop at 11 because the temperature become too high, in order to avoid that grapes become too hot. And we start again the day after if we didn't finish. And this is important because grapes in less than 20 minutes comes from the vineyard directly to the cellar for the vinification. We produce 5 wines in total. 4 red wines, 2 of them made by. Sorry, my phone.
No, don't worry.
And 2 of 100% Primitivo. No, 3. Sorry, 3. Volere Volare, that is this.
Yes.
Okay. And Allegoria and Riserva. Riserva is the only one that comes from our bush-trained vineyard, the one that you see before. Yes. And all the other comes from our larger vineyard of 4.4 hectares. We produce in total 30,000 bottles. And as I have already say, they are 4 red wine and 1 rosé wine. Rosé is made by Primitivo and Aglianico. We have less half an hectare of Aglianico grapes, and from which we make 2 different wine, Est Rosa and for the rosé, and Ossimoro, that is another blend of Primitivo and Aglianico. We decide to plant Aglianico, that is a grape that normally come from Basilicata and Campania. We have Aglianico del Vulture and Taurasi from Campania, but also in Puglia we have Aglianico, because Aglianico is one of the most important southern vineyard.
Yes.
Grape.
So there's Massimo who is following us. He's actually here from Florence, and there's some Americans who are trying to listen in on Twitter, but there seems to be some problem with the sound. But anyway, they're trying, I think, to get over on Facebook. So I just wanted to say hello to Massimo, and let's hope that the others join also here on Facebook, which is easier. So just let's continue with your wines. I'm sorry I interrupted you.
Oh, don't worry. I think that talking about our history and talking about my wines, my type of idea of a winery. My idea of winery is an idea very very minimal. Because we would like to give to people the same quality every year. For example, if we decide that according to the bad condition of the climate, due to the low temperature or other fact that happens during the year, we in the past decided not to bottle the wine. In 2009, for example, we skip completely the vintage, because the wine were not at the high quality that normally we decide to bottle. I would like to answer to Massimo.
Question if you're going to
but yes, Due Mari Wine Fest is in Taranto, I guess. I think yes, it's possible. In June we have 6 months. And
good.
So
he's planning ahead. He's going to go to Taranto.
That festival, Due Mari Wine Fest, is in Taranto. Yes, I think that I will be there. Oh,
are you
this
going
is
see Taranto.
Yes. I think, yes.
Okay, so we'll see if people is
see
coming from Twitter.
there.
Anyway, there's more people coming now. I see it takes a bit of time for them to join. So if you have any questions, those of you who have joined, we're talking to Marianna from Pietraventosa in Puglia. She's talking about her wines right now. She was talking about the soil and the area before, and you can see some photos next here from their vineyards, and then also I will show you again of the soil. But I will let Marianna continue to talk about her wines. If you have any questions while she's talking, just write the comments below. Okay, so now I'm not going to interrupt you because we were talking about your wines, so it was interesting to hear.
Yes.
It's okay.
Okay, first of all, I would like to introduce our rosé wine. I don't have a bottle here, but I can give you a photo in order to give you an idea of this wine. Est Rosa is a wine made by Primitivo and Aglianico grapes. Normally 85% Primitivo and 15% of Aglianico. We use the method of pressing to make a rosé because okay, this photo is good. Just a moment. Oh, Messenger. Okay, perfect.
Okay, I have to upload it, so it takes a while. So you just continue talking while I upload the photo.
Yes. Well, we harvest very quick all the grapes, and we press the grapes after 3 or 4 hours after maceration. And after we put in tanks with the controlled temperature at 13 degrees Celsius, in order to have a very slow fermentation that could have a duration of 40 days. And our rosé, for this reason, is very rich of color, and because Primitivo is a very high concentration of pigmentation in skins, and for this reason it's not more. We leave skins in contact with the most, not more than 3 or 4 hours. Yes, and in this way we have a very bright color with coral reflex, and with lots of flavor of red fruits and oh, I don't remember. Of red fruit, okay, red fruit, but is not sweet. Is very mineral, as the derivatory that we have, and with an high acidity, and with a very low sweet sensation. So is a rosé that give to you it knows the idea of a sweet rosé, but in your palate is very fresh, is very crunchy, is a very high, very nice savor.
Yes.
Hi, Maria Ferraro.
Hello, Maria. So she was the one who was listening in on Twitter, and now she joined us on Facebook. So she's also in writing about wine and I think also cheese and food. So welcome, Maria, and if you have any questions, just ask them to Marianna. Okay, so I'll let you continue. Sorry that I interrupted you.
Okay. Well, for Est Rosa is a name very. There is a little enigma in the name, because Est Rosa in Italian means a person that has a very high joy in his life, a little bit crazy person. And
okay, there's another question from Massimo. I'm sorry I missed it while I tried to upload a photo, but I'll send a photo in the comments because I didn't manage to.
Yes. Yes, I'm enjoying this philosophy. I like wine that has that are very easy to drink, but not easy is not a word that means low quality wine. The easiness means freshness, means very high acidity, means taste of other things, other flavors that in wine with a strong degree of alcohol, very high degree of alcohol, or with a nice sugar, residual sugar, are not in view. Yes, I can see this. Oh, it's difficult.
No, you're doing very well.
Yeah. Drinkable. I say every time I say that the thing that give us stop our come si dice sete? Accidenti.
Thirst.
Yeah, that stop our thirst is the water. The water is not sweet. No, I know. Massimo say I don't say low quality. Yes, but I explain this. It don't means it doesn't means low quality. It means something that is easy to drink. Thirst. Thank you.
Yes. Okay.
Easy to drink. That is a very nice friend of food that give to you the joy to drink a bottle of wine without thinking about the high degree of alcohol or the lot of sweetness inside. Our wines don't have a residual sugar very high. We have 1 or 2 grams per liter of residual sugar, not more. But this is in degree normally, for example, for Volere Volare and for the other wines, we start from 13.5% degree of alcohol up to 14.5 for the Riserva. Riserva is a little high degree of alcohol because it comes from a bush-trained vines, and bush-trained vines has a more concentration of sugar inside.
No, but I mean that's I agree with that. So are you happy with the answer, Massimo? I guess you will just ask more questions if you if you want more answers. So for those of you who joined, I see there's some people who have joined now. We're talking to Marianna from Pietraventosa in Puglia. So if you have any questions, just feel free to ask. So yeah, just please continue where you were, and because I think you were still talking about about your. We were at the rosé one. I'm sorry I don't manage to show the picture because it doesn't upload.
I agree with Massimo. Every sip call another sip. Yes. Yeah. I agree with you, Massimo. I can't wait to know personally you. In this moment, I think that I will be in Due Mari Festival next June.
Okay.
But if you come here in Puglia, I think that you can call me or write to me at my email address. You can find all the info on my website. My website, Pietraventosa.it. And we can meet together in my winery. And I can give you some sip.
Sounds like a good idea.
Okay, good. So I finished to talk about Est Rosa and keeping the alcohol low. Definitely.
Yeah, because the Primitivo is generally known for having very high alcohol levels, no?
Yes, but this is a characteristic that is more common in Manduria territory because they have more concentration of sugar inside the grape due to the fact that the climate is more hot than in my territory.
Yes, because we said in the beginning, Maria, that the altitude is much higher in Gioia del Colle, and the temperature differences between night and day are quite high, which makes well, you can explain again if you want to.
Yeah. The temperature is during the summer we have difference of 20 degrees Celsius between day and night, and for this reason the maturation is very, very slow. Normally we harvest in the middle of September. In Manduria, people start at the end of August because maturation is more quick than us, and they have more concentration of sugar. As I have already said in the first part of our meeting, according to me, Primitivo that comes from Gioia del Colle and Primitivo that comes from Manduria are like two twins separated after they were born. And for this reason, they developed different characteristics due to the different type of terroir in which they are. They are friends. They are sister or brothers, but they develop different characteristic due to the type of territory.
So let's get back to your wine. I'm sorry we interrupted you so much, but just to repeat some things for the new people. So
yes.
So we were talking about your rosé wine, and then you wanted to say something about. I think we were at your.
Yes, I would like to talk about Volere Volare, that is this. Eccolo. Okay. Because there is a very interesting thing to say. In 2012, we have a very great vintage with lot of grapes and a lot of wines. In that period, we didn't have our bottling machine, and so we bottled the wine at our enologist premises that is 100 kilometers far from us. So we had in that particular vintage, a very high quantity of wine. And it was anti-economical to bottle all the wine, making a different travel from our premises to our enologist premises. So we had 60 hectoliters of wine that we didn't know in which way we can use. It was a very high quality wine, but because it was a very good vintage for all the territory, the price of wine to sell was very low, and we didn't have to cover all the costs. So we decided to wait. And this wine goes before in tanks, after in barrels, after again in tanks. And as time goes by, the wine passed to from a tank from a barrel and so on. In 2015, we tasted the wine and we decided to bottle it. And with our friend, a journalist, that say to us, okay, we have to bottle this wine. You have to bottle this wine. It's very nice. It's fantastic. Why would you like to sell it without bottling? Okay, I give you my help with the label. And we will call this wine Volere Volare. That
well, you can explain it. No worries.
Sorry?
No, you can continue talking about Volere Volare. You can answer the question later on, because I think Massimo had another question.
Yeah. I Massimo, just few seconds. Yeah. And Volere Volare, according to me, means something like if I want, I can fly, because if I want something, I can reach everything only with my my aim. My tendency, and so on. According to the question of Massimo, yes, we have in this moment we have vineyard of red grapes. We don't have white grapes, and because our philosophy is not to buy wine or grapes from other people, because we would like to follow every step of the grapes before and the wine after. We are going to plant some white grapes. We don't know yet which type of grapes, but Verdeca is one of the type of grape that we are thinking about, because we have a soil very rich of minerals, very rich of limestone rock, and according to me, Verdeca or also a Malvasia could have. It's a very aromatic grape, but in this type of soil, I think that yes, also a Fiano, yes, not Minutolo. I don't like Minutolo. Is too aromatic, but is my own opinion. Is a very nice type of grape, but I don't want to plant it.
Okay.
No, Sauvignon. Sauvignon. Okay, Massimo, we will decide together in a separate way.
That sounds like a good idea. Okay,
I like
we were talking about Volere Volare, no? That you bottled it
Yes.
from 2012.
And it was a wine. It is a wine that has a lot of lot of success, because it's a wine that don't have a high degree of alcohol, 13.5. Thank you to Massimo. And has a very high acidity. And the fact that we use old barrels already used for other wine give to him a shade of boisé, of wood that is not very present, but just some spicy taste that don't cover the fruity and the acidity and the freshness of the wine. I think that is a transversal wine, because sometimes we use to drink it also with some type of fish, for example, lobster or salmon, tuna. Obviously not white fish, because they are too light, but some fish that has a very important taste could be used with this red wine. Also a very low, at a little low temperature of 15 degrees, not the normal 20 degrees. It fits very nice all this type of food also. Well, the third one, the third wine that I would like to introduce is Allegoria. Allegoria is a wine that, according to me, is is the one that represents our territory. Is a wine that don't make aging in oak, but only in stainless steel. And in this wine, you can find all the freshness and all the acidity and minerality that you can find in our territory. Is a wine that don't have a high degree of alcohol too, because normally 13.5. It comes from the same vineyard, so for this case, we have the same type of degree of alcohol, and it is my favorite. It is my favorite. When I'm out of Italy and I would like to find something that remember being my territory, I drink a glass of Allegoria, because it brings me in my Puglia, in my town, in my country.
Okay.
The third one is a blend of Primitivo and Aglianico. The the composition could start from 80% Primitivo and 20% of Aglianico. Not more Aglianico, because Aglianico is a very strong grape, and it could cover the Primitivo. The name Ossimoro is a Greek word that means something that you can touch materially, but something that you can feel through your sensation. For example, when you say eyes wide shut, in the meantime, you can't have wide and shut your eyes, but the person that is in front of you understand what you mean. Nevertheless, it is not something that you can materially touch, materially have. And Ossimoro has this name because Aglianico and Primitivo are two grapes very different between them. Aglianico is strong with a very high concentration of tannins, and Primitivo is more soft and velvet. And for this reason, they can stay together, but we reach the right balance in the bottle. And in this the actual vintage is 2015. And we have 85% Primitivo and 15% of Aglianico.
Okay.
It's very nice. I think that you drink it in Montecatini.
I think I tasted it, yes. But
yeah,
I tasted, I think, Volare and also Ossimoro. I remember.
Yeah. They were in that occasion all together.
No,
well, the last one is Riserva. Riserva is the most important wine of our production. Not important for the there is not a type of it's good, it's better, or not. Yes, is the one the most important, because is the one that we produce in very low quantity, 2,000 bottles every year, and only these come from our bush-trained vineyard, and it's very difficult to produce because bush-trained vineyard are very it's very difficult to handle with them, because all the plants are very low, and people work very hard to prune, to harvest, and so on. In fact, a lot of farmers decide to take off all the plants of bush-trained vineyard, because they don't offer a lot of production, and they are very hard to take care.
Okay.
And we and the other wine producer in all Puglia are looking for the Primitivo, the bush-trained vines, in order to avoid that old farmers take off them.
Okay.
Yes.
I think because, I mean, I see that also Maria is here, who is also into food, and generally the questions also, I mean, just I will watch this afterwards, the replay. So I don't know if you would, we talked a bit about wine and food pairings for the Volare, but if you would pair, for example, the rosé and I don't know, some of the other wines with something particular from Puglia in your area, what would it be?
Yes, our project is to plant, as I have already said before, to plant some white grapes. I like all native grapes. I don't like international grapes because I would like to let know to all people the characteristic of our native grapes. And in our territory, the most important grape is Primitivo, because in the past centuries, at the end of the 18th century, a monk from Gioia del Colle find some grapes that.
She wonders about the approximate numbers of production of
do you have the approximate
wines?
production number for the other wine? Yeah. We produce 10,000 bottles of Volere Volare, 8,000 bottles of Est Rosa, and 5,000 bottles of Allegoria, 3,000 bottles of Ossimoro.
Okay.
Yes, something more or less 30,000 bottles in total. Okay. For 5.4 hectares. We normally harvest 5. Dunque, un attimo, 50 quintali sono.
Oh my God, I don't know.
5.000. Yes, it could be 5,000 kilos per hectare. Yes, of grape. Okay. From the larger vineyard of 4.4 hectares. From the other,
well, much less.
yeah. Less.
So if you would pair with food your wines, something that is particular for your area in Puglia.
Yes, in Puglia we have a lot of food that is very good. So I invite all
just
people.
To give some example.
Yes, for example, Volere Volare fit very good with our orecchiette and cime di rape, fresh pasta with rapini, for example, or as I have already said, with shrimps, or Est Rosa with parmigiana or pizza. Or with all tomato, also with tomato is very nice, Est Rosa, because with this acidity don't have a problem with tomato. Normally wine is not good with something that is made by tomato, but in this case we think that Est Rosa fit very good also with pizza with tomato. And Ossimoro is very good with grilled meat, or also with smoked fish like salmon, or other type of smoked fish, but with mushroom, with and Allegoria is fantastic with our lamb with potatoes. Is fantastic. And some with some beans or legumes in general. Riserva, it fit very well with aged cheese, or something like brasato, or food that have a very particular
which is a bit more more structured food, I guess.
Yeah.
Great. So if anybody else have any questions, just feel free to ask them. And I don't know. Did you have anything to add about your wines or your territory or whatever? You can feel
Yes,
free
I
to add.
think that Puglia, in total, is a very nice place to stay, and I think that we have different type of territory, and for example, in the north of Puglia, we can find something. Like white grapes, like Bombino or Bianco, or in Valle d'Itria you can find other type of white grape, but Nero di Troia is in the part of the northern Puglia. Yes, I
That's
see.
about the size. So she asked if the 30,000 bottles is small in your area, or if it's a normal size, or if there are larger wineries. Because I think she doesn't know much about the size.
Yes, we can say. I can say that we are one of the smaller winery in our area. Normally, we have from 5 to 8 winery that produce more than 50,000 bottles, and just 3 or 4 that produce more than 200,000 bottles. Someone else produce more, but
there are a few wineries who are very large, but not in the Gioia del Colle, perhaps.
No, not in Gioia del Colle. No. We in Gioia del Colle, the average quantity is from 50,000 to 80,000 in Gioia del Colle.
Okay.
Because we have, we are. I hope. Not I hope. I think we are the smallest vineyard in Gioia del Colle, and this is our personal decision to not be too big, because we would like to handle with vineyard and with our winery directly. We don't want to use machinery in vineyard, and so we would like to follow every step directly, personally, and this is our philosophy.
Okay. So I hope you were happy with that answer, Maria. If you have anything else, just feel free to ask. I was wondering about one thing, because I see that one of your wines, you write that it's not filtered. So I was thinking also about the sulfites, because I visited some natural wine producers and more kind of organic biodynamics. So do you think about the amount of sulfites you add, or do you try to stay on a low level, or?
We use a very low quantity of sulfites, 5 grams per every 1,000 kilos.
Okay.
No, Sorry, I could make different, but a very, very low quantity. The sulfites normally in our wines are very low. We don't use them because, first of all, our grapes are normally healthy. We don't use lots of sulfites also for this, and we had just not more than 5 grams every time we harvest.
Okay. Okay, so Maria says thanks, and I think Massimo didn't have any more questions. Let's see if some of the others who are listening in. probably a bit shy. I don't know. Should we ask something also about where they can find your wines? Because Maria is in the States, I think, or in Canada. Well, Massimo obviously is in Florence, so it's not that hard. But if we talk more abroad, where can they find your wines? Do you export?
Yes, we are not in Canada because, as all we know, in Canada there is a monopoly that sometimes ask for a larger quantity of wine, and we can't give to them all this type of this wine. But we are in United States, in the East Coast, in Washington DC, Virginia, and Maryland, and we have some customers also in California. In Florence, Massimo, you can find our wines at the Le Volpi e l'Uva winery. Wine bar.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I think I've seen you
Ciro.
You know, he has all the small, interesting producers from all over.
Yes.
Okay, so in Europe, do you export also in Europe, or?
Yeah. We export in Germany, in Belgium, Holland, Netherlands, Switzerland. Next year we will start in Denmark. Okay. And also we export in Korea, South Korea, Japan, and Australia. Yes.
So you're fairly a bit almost everywhere.
Yes, it's very difficult because I follow personally all the commercial.
Yeah, so you have to travel a lot.
Yes. Yes. In the meantime, I make also the mother.
That's a bit hard.
It's a very tiring work, but someone have to do it.
True. Yes, they are in the US. No, I think you're fairly big enough to export to the US.
Yes, I export because I follow directly all the exportation. I say to my buyers, okay, I would like to stay in a different place, but with very low quantity of wine. So I don't ask to them a lot of quantity, but I make reservation year by year of the wine that they want in order to make the right division between them.
Okay.
So, for example, in United States, we export not more than in that particular state, so Washington DC, Maryland, and Virginia, we export not more than 5 pallets per year. It's something like 3,000 bottles, the 10% of our production. And we sell, for example, 1 pallet for each territory. So we have an idea of is well divided, I think.
Yes.
In this moment, I can tell you why.
Okay, so why?
But what is good? We go.
But do you then export mainly for the hotel and restaurants, or is it also for wine shops, and or there's no distinction?
No, hotel and hotel not. Hotel it's difficult because normally they are chains.
Yes,
and
that's true.
they want to have lots of wine. Some restaurant and wine shop, yes. Normally we have an importer that distributes directly the wine.
Okay.
They are very little buyer, not very big buyer.
Okay. Yeah, that's interesting. Okay, so I think we're almost at the end here, and if somebody has any questions, because I see that there are more people coming in, and now we lost Marianna, but I think she's coming back. This happens with the live streams, so no worries. Okay, this happens, so no worries.
I'm here.
This is live stream, so sometimes we disappear.
Sometimes happen.
Yes. So I don't know. There are some new people here I see. So if anybody has any questions to Marianna, who is a producer in Puglia, Gioia del Colle of Primitivo, you can ask them now. I don't know. Do you want to add something about your winery, your business, your production, whatever? I think we have covered most of it, from organic to vineyards to soil to the wines, to wine and food pairing, and also where you export. So if anybody has anything to ask, you just feel free to do so now. And if you want to add something, Marianna, feel free to do so.
I would like to thank you and all people. I would like to thank all people that are listening and saying and watching this streaming connection. And and yes, I hope that in our future there is more in general, there is more respect for the nature, for the wine, for the grapes, for the all the things that come from farming. We are trying to make a little step ourselves, and I hope that all people will make this type of decision. Sorry for my English.
No, it's very good. It's very good. No, but I think it's coming slowly that more and more people are turning towards more organic and natural and more healthy farming and production.
Can I say goodbye to some people?
Yes, of course.
Okay, I would like to say goodbye to my friends in USA, Robert, Katia, Tony, Rod, Val, Erin, Kim, Kelsey, Amy, Amy, and Mark, Jesse. Oh, I don't remember. Doug. Okay, good.
So she says hello to all of you, and if you're listening in, also in the replay, you can still write comments, and we will all see them. So even if it's the live stream is not going to be, or is ending now soon, you can all still continue to comment, and it will arrive to all of us. So it's continuing to be interactive. So I'm happy that Maria was here today, and also Massimo, which is a fedele follower, a trusted follower. And for all the rest of you who listened in, I saw that you were here, even if you didn't make any questions. But a lot of the people who are usually here listened in. So thank you again, Marianna, for wanting to participate. And I think it was very interesting also to learn more about the Primitivo in Gioia del Colle, which is a bit different than the Primitivo, but it's very interesting. And I tasted both in Montecatini Terme, but also in Puglia in the early summer. So if you have possibility or opportunity to taste her wines, I can very much recommend it. Perhaps you can find them where you are in the US or somewhere in Europe if you're not in Italy. And if you want to read more about her wines, I dropped the link to her website in the comments. And I think you can find her email and everything there if you want to contact her, or you can write her here directly via Facebook. If you want, I will put it on my blog as soon as I have time, but it will take a while because there's a lot of things going on for the moment. If you want to follow my newsletter, you can also do that because I dropped the link to my blog and website too. So next Tuesday it's still open if we're going to have a live stream, because it depends if the guest confirms or not. Otherwise we would just go for an early Christmas holiday. But I will let you know in the next few days. So thank you again, Marianna, for being here. And I hope to see you soon next year somewhere at an event. And thank you all for listening in. And I hope you enjoy the wine talk today. So thanks again, Marianna. And do you want to say something before closing down?
Yes. Have a nice holidays, everyone. Christmas holidays and so on. Jingle bell, jingle bell. Thank you, Caterina, and I hope to see you again very, very, very soon.
Okay.
A big kiss and bye-bye. Thank you for your interview, for your friendliness, and so. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Ciao. Ciao. Ciao.
Ciao.